Welcome to GamblingSites.org's Betting on the Iron Throne, where we're looking ahead to the 8th and final season of the amazing television show Game of Thrones and how you can enjoy it even more through the world of prop betting. I'm Drew Goldfarb. I'm joined by Taylor Smith. Taylor, we're obviously discussing odds here, and because it's Game of Thrones, that means talking about deaths as well. So what is the outlook on who will kill the Ice Dragon in Season 8?
So Viserion was one of the three dragons that Daenerys Targaryen, the mother of dragons, owned. He got killed by the Night King in the last season toward the end, so now he's kind of a bad guy. Obviously, there's no telling. We don't know that the Ice Dragon's going to die for sure, but the betting favorite is Jon Snow at plus 130. One of the other dragons, Drogon or Rhaegal, is plus 250, and Daenerys, his own mother, is plus 350. Jon Snow seems like a viable option. If he's going to beat the White Walkers, he's going to have to defeat the Ice Dragon probably. So Jon Snow at plus 130 is a viable favorite. If you're going for upside, I think Daenerys at plus 350 is plenty viable as well. There'd be a lot of drama involved in her killing her own dragon. It'd be kind of sad. But Jon Snow is probably the safe bet. Daenerys is the bet if you're shooting for upside.
Okay, so let's go to the main human characters now, and the odds on who's going to be killing Cersei Lannister. Taylor, how are the betting lines stacking up here?
So we have Arya Stark at plus 150. Arya, of course, has her kill list, and she's been killing a bunch of her arch nemesis throughout the last couple of seasons. Obviously, Cersei is pretty much the main villain in the show. So Arya at plus 150 makes sense as the favorite. Jaime, her brother, plus 180, and Tyrion, her other brother, plus 300. Again, Tyrion is the long shot here, but I think it makes some sense. He did kill their father, so we know he's capable of killing his own bloodline. Jaime, though, at plus 180, I think that's my favorite bet. They kind of split ways. Jaime's now kind of a good guy, and Cersei's still on her path of destruction on the other side. So I think Jaime at plus 180 is the way you want to go here.
Well, the next question I have for you, at its core, it's a simple yes or no question, but we know not everything can be quite that simple. The question is, will Daenerys die in Season 8? From a betting perspective, how's that looking?
So yes and no both have the same odds, minus 120. So, I mean, obviously it's completely a toss-up. I don't think she's going to die. I feel like she and Jon Snow will probably survive by the end of this. There's no telling. Game of Thrones has a habit of killing off the people we think are safe and saving the people we think should die. But I think she's going to live. It's a coin flip. I think minus 120 for yes or no is the right bet. She will not die.
Game of Thrones has been doing that since Season 1. The people you thought were safe from the very beginning turned out to not be safe, and it's we're going into the 8th season of that now. So yeah. Don't see that changing necessarily anytime soon. Everyone is on the table. Very
much so. Frankly, it'd be shocking if some of these main characters didn't die. I feel like Daenerys is going to live, though, but we'll see.
All right, well, there's a showdown in Season 8 that everyone is looking forward to. It's the Hound and the Mountain. So how are we looking at who's going to be taking home the victory in the Clegane Bowl?
So they had a fight earlier in the series. Again, it's more of a sibling rivalry. The Hound is thought of as the good guy, even though he's kind of a bad guy. And the Mountain is an undead bad guy who's helping defend Cersei. It all sounds ridiculous because it is. But it makes sense that the Hound would beat him the second time around. The Hound is kind of an underdog figure throughout the whole series. It just seems like that's the way it's trending. He's kind of a redemption story. We hated him at first, and we love him, and now he's kind of just working his way back. So if I'm betting on that, it's the chalk. Heavy favorite, minus 480 the Hound, but I think that's the outcome.
All right, Taylor. Well, last one for you here. It's a big question. Who will be the first character to die once Season 8 gets going?
A lot of options here. The heavy favorites, though, are the Greyjoys. You have Euron at plus 150, Yara plus 200, and Theon plus 400. So when we last saw them, Euron had captured Yara, and Theon, her brother, is out to save her. Theon's kind of a coward, though, so we don't know if he's actually going to go through with it or if he's going to fail miserably. Very possible. I think of the three, Euron at plus 150 makes sense as the most likely option to die first. But I wouldn't be surprised if it was Theon. Like, Theon's a character that we thought maybe should have died in season 1. Somehow he's made it through 7 more after that. So Theon at plus 400, I think, makes a lot of sense. If you're looking at a non-Greyjoy, Tormund is the favorite at plus 200. When we last saw him, he was at the wall as it was being destroyed by the Ice Dragon. We think he survives, though, because we see him in one of the trailers for the new season. Cersei plus 650, the Mountain plus 700, and Brienne of Tarth plus 1400 or more long shots. I don't hate those bets, but I think Theon at plus 400 or Euron at plus 150 is the way to go.
All right, Taylor Smith, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Really excited to get going here. Season 8, the final season of Game of Thrones. You can find even more from Taylor in his article online on Game of Thrones at gamblingsites.org for even more on this season's betting odds. I'm Drew Goldfarb. I'll see you next time.